I'm going to explain why you shouldn't be training with rep ranges, so stick around because we're starting right now. Yo, what's going on guys? It's Thomas from RohmerFitness, and why should you not be training with a specific rep range in mind? I know that sounds crazy, but bear with me and let me explain. So earlier today, my brother and I were working out and we were doing a cable French press exercise for the triceps. Now, I actually did 20 reps on each of my 3 sets, and I had actually done 5 pounds more than I did on my previous workout when I did this exercise. So last time I did 80 pounds and I did about 15 reps for each set. This workout I did 85 pounds and I did 20 reps for each set. So something just came over me. I don't really know what it was, just a sense of inspiration, of motivation, and I really pushed my body to the limit and did all of those extra reps. And it was in me the whole time, okay? And then my brother comes up for his last set on the exercise, and I start motivating him, I start pushing him, and he gets 20 reps. And I asked him, how many reps did you do on your second set? And he said 10. And I was like, okay, so on your third set, when you're supposed to be the most fatigued and do the least amount of reps, you somehow ended up doing 10 more. So what really went on there is, that first set, that second set, he wasn't pushing himself as hard as he possibly could. And, for a lot of my exercises, like on my previous workout, I really wasn't pushing myself as hard as I possibly could because I had 20 reps in me the whole time as well. And right now I'm actually reading the Arnold Schwarzenegger autobiography, and in that book he talks about a story of one time when he was working out with one of his buddies and they were squatting 500 pounds. So his friend gets under the bar, he does 4 reps and he says, I'm done, I'm fatigued, I can't do any more of this. And then some girls start walking by and Arnold says, hey, these girls don't think you can squat 500 pounds. So he gets back under the bar, his friend gets back under the bar, and he completes another 10 reps. So like Arnold was saying, it was all psychological. It was in him the entire time. He just needed that motivation to bring it out of him. And that's kind of the thing with my brother and I is, we weren't really pushing ourselves as hard as we possibly could. And, a lot of this is really psychological because how many times have we gone into a set telling ourselves, okay, I just need to get 10 reps on this exercise. And then once we hit 10, we stop. Our mind its only focus is 10 reps. And once you hit 10, you're kaput. And I've talked about this in other videos before about how it's better to, stop a rep or 2 short. Maybe you only get 8 reps, but the weight was heavy enough to where you really pushed yourself and you just couldn't complete that 9th and 10th rep. That's far better than just stopping at 10 reps when you could have gone to 12 or even 15 reps. So that's where the idea of this video kind of comes about is don't train with a rep range. I want you to try this out. I'm not saying you have to do this for the rest of your life or anything, but I want you to try one of these 2 little tips. So the first one, don't train with a rep range in mind. So let's say you normally do 200 pounds on the bench press for 10 reps. Well, now you're just going to take that 200 pounds and you're going all out until you reach failure. And so maybe you hit 15 reps with 200 pounds on the bench press, and that's a little bit too high of reps, like you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that many reps, then increase the weight for your next set and go all out again, go to failure. You don't have a rep range in mind because the only thing you're doing is you're going for as many reps as you can for that given weight. So if if the reps get too high, then increase the weight and go all out again on the next set. That's the type of mentality we need to have when we're going to the gym is every set we're going all out to failure. Now, if you're kind of like me and you've been training with rep ranges for years, your whole life, and it's kind of hard to kind of undo that psychologically, you always need to have a sort of number in your mind. Well, I would say pick a rep range that is just way out there, that's way more than you think you can complete within that set. And this idea, I actually heard yesterday was Ted Turner, when his father passed away, his father left him with an inheritance of $2 million, which is pretty cool, obviously, but he also left him with a piece of advice, which was set goals that you do not think you can achieve within this lifetime. Now, on the surface, that seems a little bit silly, but if you think about it, you know, you have people like Elon Musk trying to put a man on Mars. Most people would just say, okay, that's crazy. Don't even try and achieve that. And that would be the same thing with, you know, these rep ranges. So if normally you do bench press and you do 200 pounds for 10 reps, if you tell yourself, no, I'm going to try and get 20, you're going to set that ceiling way higher for yourself. You might not actually get to 20, but that's besides the point, because maybe you could squeeze out an extra 5 reps that you normally wouldn't have. So now you got to 15 instead of just telling yourself, let's get 10, and then when you get to 10, you stop. So just raise that ceiling and do your best to try and reach it at the top, because really and truly, if you think about it, all of these extra reps that, you know, I'm leaving on the table, that I've left on the table over the years, that you could potentially be leaving on the table over the years, it's going to add up to some missed gains. And if people are going to the gym, you know, and just showing up is just the start of the battle. It's just showing that you want to engage in that battle. And that's great. You have to initiate that battle, but once you get there, you got to fight. You got to fight for it. And, you know, that's why a lot of people, if they're like going to the gym, they're just kind of going through the motions, you know, wishy-washy, just doing some exercises, like, yeah, I'm here, I'm feeling good about myself, I'm doing some stuff. And then they're like, well, wait a second, I'm not really getting any results. Well, yeah, because you're not bringing it. Are you bringing it with every single set that you're doing? Are you pushing yourself all out? Or are you just kind of there to be cute and just kind of do a little weightlifting and, you know, go through the motions? So that's the difference right there, is you can go to the gym, certainly, but that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean you're going to get results. You got to show up and you got to bring it every single time, every set, every rep. And if you do that, over time, you will get results, but don't leave it on the table. I mean, I'm starting to think back over the years, like, I know I've left some reps on the table because I just didn't push myself hard enough, and that's a hard feeling, but it's true. And so from now on, I've really got to push myself harder each and every time to continue pushing my body and getting those results, because it's not going to happen just because I showed up. So what? You don't get results for showing up. You put in the effort. So that's going to be it for today's video. If you liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up. While you're at it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with my latest tips and videos. And other than that, I will be talking to you next time. Peace.